Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So in this video, I want to quickly show you all of the features of the new TP-Link Motion Sensor Smart Switch. So I just installed it about 2 weeks ago and I did a video show you how to install it. So if you want to look for a video to show you how to install it, please check out my other videos. So I've been using it for 2 weeks and there are a lot of features, a lot of things you can modify. So I just want to make another video, just show you all the features that I did not cover in my previous video. So by the way, I actually really like the TP-Link Smart Switch. About 2.5 years ago, I did a project to replace all of the switches in my house into TP-Link Smart Switch. Because I was just hoping that I could just use one command to turn off all the lights in my house while I'm leaving the house or when I go to bed, so that I don't have to go up and down stairs to check out everything. And then there are a lot of interesting you can do once you are doing Smart Switch. But then it just said after more than 2 years of using, and this specific one, this location is actually in my master bathroom light. And as you can probably know that this is like the most frequent used switch in my entire house. And then after 2 years of using the spring under it, the old previous I had just a single switch, a single pole smart switch in here, because back then they didn't have motion sensor. It just after 2 years of using, the spring under it was kind of wearing out and getting old, and it's not like it's not like sensitive anymore. Sometimes I really have to push it hard, so that's why I wanted to replace. And then I just noticed they just came out with a motion sensor switch, so I thought maybe that's a good idea to do motion sensor here, because hopefully by having motion sensor in there, most of the time I don't have to push it, and that saves some spring life. That's the reason I bought it. But I would say I really like it so far. I like the motion sensor, it's actually really sensitive. So I just want to show you this app, and you can see all the features you have. So once you got connected the app, so one thing you can configure is, so by the way, this is your app. You click here, and then you click the gear, and then you go to the setting. So first thing you can set is called manual of buffer. So what this is as I mentioned, like once you turn off the light manually, how soon you want to use a motion sensor to trigger the light on. Because think about it, if you turn it off, then at that moment you will be still in the bathroom and you will probably still be moving, right? You don't want the motion sensor to trigger it on immediately, then there's like no end cycle in there, right? So you probably want to wait. I have a 10-second, meaning if I manually turn it off, I leave the room, and probably after 10 seconds, the motion sensor will start to trigger the motion. It's like if I turn it off now, see, it's not working. I have to wait for 10 seconds. So this is what this is. You can certainly make it longer or shorter. The second one is called how sensitive you want this motion is. So I have it the most sensitive way because like this is a door on my bathrooms, right? So if I'm outside, this motion sensor is not gonna see anything. So it's really when I'm walking in, I want to trigger it. So I have it as the most sensitive way. And if this is in some other places you feel like the motion sensor is too sensitive, then you can certainly make it less sensitive. So, all right. And then next, ambient light sensor. So by the way, this is not just a motion sensor. There's also ambient light sensor in there, meaning if this is bright, this is during the day, then you don't want the motion sensor to trigger anything because you have daylight in there. You want to save some energy in there. So this is what this sensor is. So say if you have this in your like bedroom, in your hallways, you can certainly use it. But then the problem is this switch is in my bathroom, and in the bathroom it's always dark because we close all the blinds in there. So most of the time I just want this trigger to trigger all the time. So you can certainly modify to see how sensitive it is. So sometimes I still get some daylight in there because I didn't close my blinds all the time. So I have this as a total darkness. So what this means is, so it will show what the current ambient sensor is, and then it will say if this ambient light is darker than some value, or for total darkness number 4, then turn on. If this is like rather bright, like 10, and then it won't turn on. Or if you want to do this way, the cloud is 14, meaning if the ambient light is darker than 14, then turn on. But then if this is like brighter than 14, very bright, then you don't need to turn it on. Seems like currently it's actually pretty dark because it's cloudy day and I'm like standing in between to see my shadow is in here. So that's why it's pretty dark in here. So what else? So LED setters, meaning whether you want to say circle or not, which I like, I keep it. Now there's another thing you can customize is about smart control. This is the place you can put different rules on how you want this motion sensor to trigger. And then you can put different time zones. So currently I have 2 zones. So in my 2 zone, pretty much this is during the day and the orange is during the night. So I want to say that during the day, I want to turn on the light using the trigger. So I want to turn on the light using the motion sensor actually. So you see, during the day, I want to turn on the light using my motion sensor. I do not want to ignore the motion sensor. So, and then also I want to take advantage of the ambient light sensor, meaning when it's bright, I don't need the light to be on to save some energy. And then, and how do I turn it off? I put a timeout feature in there. So during the day, if there's no motion in here, I want to turn it off after 20 minutes. So hopefully that saves some energy if I forget to turn it off. So that's the rule during the day. Then at night, it's different. At the night, after say we all go to bed and we want to middle of night, we go to the bathroom. We actually don't want to use this light. There's another like a shower light we can use so that it's actually darker in here. So in that situation, I would say that we want the trigger to be manual only, meaning we will ignore the motion sensor. At the night, you will have to click the button to turn it on. The motion sensor, even if it monitor something, it's not going to trigger the light because at night we want to use this another light. And then of course at night I put a timeout feature in there to say that if there's no motion for 20 minutes, turn off. And of course the manual will always work, right? You can always click it on off manually as a regular dumb switch. So I only put 2 time zone in there. That's enough for me. You can certainly add 3, 4, 5, 7. The way to do it is you certainly can't do it this way because the 2 zones, they pretty much connected to each other. Say, if I want to add more, they will say that you can add more because you don't have any gap during your day. If you want to add, you got to like create a gap in here. So you create a gap and then you add more. Now you have a 4th time zone in there. So however you want, but for me 2 zone is good. So all right, so that's everything I want to mention about all the smart features in this smart light and everything you can customize for your need. I really like it so far, and I don't think I've used a manual switch as much as I used to, and hopefully that actually saved the spring life, and I like the timeout feature as well. All right, thank you for watching my video. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel.